What are you thinking about this Laken Tomlinson news? We heard just before the stream that he is being cut. Jets are going to save $8.1 million, but now we got a little bit of a hole at left guard for a position that was the only guy that was actually healthy for the last two seasons. What are your thoughts on Laken Tomlinson getting cut?
I had I have no problem with it. B, I'd be lying if I said I didn't expect it. Yes, he was available. But I mean, listen, facts are facts. He seemed like a really good guy. I mean, he always spoke well and seemed like a team first guy. I loved
Mhm.
seeing the Monday Victory Donuts on my Twitter feed. But the reality was that he was probably a bottom third, if not worse, guard the past 2 years. I mean, I don't know if it was the lack of Trent Williams being next to him or if it was just, Father Time had kind of caught up and his best years were behind him. But this was a necessary move. Um, the only thing I will say I'm shocked of is
Mhm.
I'm shocked that they outright cut him now and didn't designate him post June 1st. So
That's
to
what I was gonna
me,
say. The June
yeah,
1st stuff like seemed the most appealing.
yeah, but to me that means that they've already got wheels in motion on where they wanted to free that money now,
Mhm.
because they probably have something in the works already. So, I mean, don't get it twisted. Like, I know that the legal tampering period, doesn't start for a couple weeks, but there's already discussions being held, and they already have a game plan, I'm sure, which is why they um, probably decided to free the money up now and worry about the 10 million, next year or whenever it hits the dead cap hits. I don't know if it's this year or next year, either one.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's a lot to hope that that they're going to use the cap space the right way, and like in your mind, I guess left tackle or left guard, it creates a little bit of a hole right now, but it's a hole I think a lot of us probably expected the Jets to have because we were going to cut them at some point. How do you
Yeah.
think the Jets do address left guard now?
Well, I mean, the interior of the offensive line I mean, the interior O line free agents are a lot more plentiful than the tackle group is. So, there's going to be plenty of options. Listen, you can bring some guy in. You can bring in. You don't even have to shoot to the top, which hopefully they will. But who knows? I don't even know who the best guard on the market is. I know there can be arguments about it, but I'll just use, for argument's sake, Kevin Zeitler. All right.
Mhm.
So, um, Kevin Zeitler's even if he's the best guard on the market, or Robert Hunt is the best guard on the market, their top contract is still going to be less than the 18 million that we were due to pay Laken, right? So there's that. But you don't even have to shop at that level. You can shop a couple rows down and still get better production. I think the interior. I think there's a game plan, man. I think personally, this tells me that their focus is going to move AVT back to left guard. So I think he's going to be at guard. And maybe they attack one of the free agent centers or something like that and put Tippmann at right guard, or they go and they make a play for one of these big right guards and keep Tippmann at center. But with one move, well, actually two moves, the cutting of Laken Tomlinson and addressing through free agency either a center or a guard, whichever way they go, I think the interior of the line gets dramatic in a production sense, gets dramatically better. I think the production improves. I think the talent improves. So and it won't surprise me one bit again for the tackles and the guards that both are addressed in free agency and in the draft.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think if you have one tackle taken in free agency, one tackle taken at number 10, the interior part of your offensive line feels like it's not as daunting. Like even if you needed to, bring back Connor McGovern as a placeholder and then roll the dice on a third round guard or center or something
Mm-hmm.
along those lines, you're still probably feeling a little bit more comfortable. Maybe not having to rely on someone like a Laken Tomlinson.
Yeah,
So that,
I'll say this. I'll say this real quick before you go.
yeah,
Come March, when does free agency start?
free agency starts
Say
the
the
11th.
15th.
The
Okay,
11th. Well, yeah,
right
the
then.
11th is the tampering period. The 13th is the start of the new league year at 4 p.m.
By the 15th, Jets fans are going to forget about Laken Tomlinson. I assure you. I
Hmm.
assure you that.